Okay, so we had a Ruy Lopez again, and they repeated this line in the anti-martial. Okay, so the martial would be c3, d5, which we haven't seen yet, because we're not going to see it. That would be good if you play c3, and then Magnus is like, d6, gotcha, bitch. After like 25 hours of preparation with all of because obviously Magnus is going to play d5, so if he didn't, that'd be funny. Okay, so a4 was played in game 3. h3 was played in game 1. If you've watched the recap videos, then you've seen that. And in game 3, Magnus played bishop b7. We thought white got some advantage, so he played rook b8 this time. And Jan was moving instantly. He was expecting rook b8. He played h3 again. And here, Magnus surprised Spencer a little bit by playing b4, giving up the c4 square, but always trade. And always trade they did. So it looks like a normal Ruy Lopez, except there's no A and B pawns for either side, which is, I can't remember seeing that. But usually like this is here, these are here. Sometimes you play here or here. But okay, there's no pawns. d5. And I looked at this with the engine when I think Spencer was gone to try to win the pawn. Now, Jan instantly played knight d2. He didn't think for a second. The players are still in their prep. But the engine says in this position that this is equal or very slightly better for for white, I'm sorry. And it says white should play bishop takes knight. I mean, you don't want to play that. No. But it says it's the best move because knight takes c3 is the threat, unleashing the latent potential of the bishop.
Much like in a martial gambit, you don't want to play bishop takes d5 usually.
And if you don't take it, then not only am I threatening that, I'm also threatening that. So, and here the engine slightly prefers white, but this is the prototypical two bishops for a pawn, which Magnus has done like 3 times this match. And the engine says no problem for black. Because, there's good and there's not good. That's not good. That's not good. So all 5 of white's pieces are bad. King's okay. Yeah.
That's true. King.
And then this is great. The bishops are great. Anyway, both players know that because they've analyzed it since before you were born. He played knight bd2, traded, and then bishop d6. He could also play bishop c5. The point of bishop d6 is to defend the e-pawn because the knight on c6 is a little bit misplaced. It can't really go anywhere of note. So he wants to play knight e7 to g6 where it defends this pawn. It gets out of the way of this pawn in case black wants to play c6, defending d5, as white's pawn on c3 does. Queen c2, h6, not super exciting. Okay, it looks almost symmetrical. And he thought a long time, and I predicted he would play queen e8 because I like this bishop e6 idea. Yeah, that I like, because this bishop's pretty good. It's the Spanish torture bishop. Yeah, so you trade it, then it's closer to equal. And rook d1 surprised me a little, but I don't think it matters much what they do. And they could have repeated here. Bishop b3, bishop e6, as in every Giri Radjabov game ever. But Jan doesn't want to repeat because he's slightly better. So he played knight d2, which wasn't engine approved. He wants the knight to go to c4. And rook takes a4 would normally give white an advantage. And if it was white's move, white could play knight c4 here, and white would just be better. Unfortunately for Jan, rook b2 seems to equalize. You have to take the rook. Now you have to save your rook. This seems like a nice way to do it. And then the engine gives white no advantage here. The queen's fine on c6. We stop knight c4. Our rook is coming to aid if necessary.
Bishop c5 maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say that there's any advantage for white at all. So instead of rook takes, which would be good if he couldn't play rook b2, then we could play knight c4 and we could have some play. He was forced to trade queens, and Magnus just kept trading. It was like, just trade all the pieces off. You're not going to beat me. And here, it's clear to me that white's better, but Magnus is too good to lose. It's too equalish. It would require some mistakes to lose. So Magnus played super passively, and that worked out well. Unfortunately for me, knight e8 not only was the idea to do this, to defend, but it was to play f6, which was illegal before, defending the e-pawn, and the king can move up. So this idea of knight here, knight e6, f6, king f7, that just completely equalized the game. And Jan was mad because Jan got everything he wanted, and then he's like, now what do I do? So when you're not winning and you get everything you want, you're still not winning. So very, very solid play by Magnus. Just did nothing. He said, do whatever you want. I literally don't care. And then he was sued then by Hikaru, but he was thrown out of court. Yeah, so this position looks like white did everything. White played g4, white played h5. All of these pawns are stuck on black squares. The rook on a6 is better than the rook on d8. My king got to e2, so it could walk up the board. My knight on f5 can't get attacked. My bishop is better, and it's a draw. I mean, Jan has everything. Everything he wanted, and while he was doing all of that, Magnus traded everything. A pawns, B pawns, D pawns, queens, rooks, knights, bishops. There's almost nothing left, and the pawn structure is symmetrical. Now, sometimes when you trade everything, like Magnus did, and you get this symmetrical kind of position, if you make too many concessions, you lose anyway. And you made a lot of concessions, right? This knight's here forever. These pawns can't move, and they're all stuck on the same square as the bishop. This rook is great. And so Jan was frustrated at the end of the game because he just kept getting better and better and better. And Magnus was like, so what? It's a draw. And Magnus was squeezing these positions with white all the time, so he was pretty good at defending them. Bishop f8. And now neither player can really do anything. Even though black's pawns are stuck on dark squares, this knight on e6 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Defends this, defends c5. If the bishop starts running away somewhere, knight f4 check is annoying. It's keeping the bishop sort of defending this. The knight is excellent, but it can't go anywhere. The knight has nowhere good to go, it just has to stay there. The only weak points in the position are c7 and g7. g7 is defended 1 billion times. So you can see Magnus always plays bishop f8 to make up for his f6. Yeah. So here I just thought black would just move his rook back and forth. Rook here, rook here, rook here. And they repeated another way.
Like that,
which is that way. Yeah. And they agreed to a draw because he can't legally win. So black was very passive and solid that game, and that worked out well for him. White was getting an advantage, but he couldn't do anything with it. And Jan was frustrated at the end of the game because he was improving his position all the time, and it didn't matter. When there's more pieces on the board and it's asymmetrical, then it matters more. But yeah, I mean, this is everything white wants, and then they agree to a draw. And black can't do anything. He doesn't care. Like, oh, you can't do anything either. No.
Yeah.
Very solid game, not super exciting. The variations are exciting because they don't play those. And this is why chess was more interesting for some people in the 1800s. Not for people who are 1800, which is also more interesting. In the years 1800s, because those people didn't defend as well as these guys. So a lot of these attacks worked. You were attacking somebody, sacking, and they didn't see the attack coming. They miscalculated, and Morphy won all these brilliant games.
Yeah.
Now that the players defend well, we only see that in the analysis. Like, oh, what if he goes here and they sack all their pieces?
Yeah.
And then that doesn't happen because everybody sees it coming. I'm surprised because I think the players are playing about the same strength this match. And I mean, Magnus is better than Jan, but not this match. Not yet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jan is pretty good, and he's playing well.
Yeah.
And he's not over-pressing. He's just trying to play
I can't
well.
tell that Jan is Jan. I just think he's like any other 27, 50 plus. Yeah, he just plays normal chess, and they draw.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Jan isn't playing like a lunatic. If anybody's playing like a lunatic, it's Magnus. That game he sacked all his pieces. Yeah.
Hey, we missed some Sentidos and
yeah, it
subs.
was C.L. Smith.
Yeah,
and
200.
Gortzel.
And some subs, too. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
So, a very well-played draw.
Swope.
And this was the end.
And
They
Kevin
repeated.
Hart. I think that was it.
Yeah.
Paswoki and Kevin, thank you.
So,
guys.
very, very well-played game. Magnus was slightly worse the whole time, but he held without too much difficulty. I thought there'd be more difficulty, but he showed me. Tomorrow's a rest day. If you're a YouTube editor, you can stop because we're done with the recap. Only like a 9-minute recap. 9! And It looks like the chess.com people like just stopped looking at the game at some point. Like, okay, this is boring. Yeah. It was declared drawn early by Fabi. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be a draw. Let's talk about those shirts. Can I get some free swag?
That's why he's Fabi, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have 5 draws, and before the match, people were like 14 draws, and I was laughing at them until my throat was sore, but I don't know. Man.
Possible, yeah.
Games are pretty drawn. Thanks, Jackie's Cafe. You're the best cafe.
Yay.
What's the movie I'm thinking of from 30 years? Baghdad Cafe. Is that what it's called? It's 30 years ago.
I saw
It's a very
that.
strange movie.
I did see that. I can't remember it.
Yeah, it was like 30 years ago. Yeah. That movie didn't make a lot of sense, but I liked it. Yeah. Thursday, Magnus will not play D4 because there's no game on Thursday.
Maybe he'll go on Lee Chess and play some bullet chess.
Don't wake up at 5 a.m. and try to watch the games. There's no games tomorrow. Tomorrow's a rest day. Mondays and Thursdays are rest days. Get some rest.
Oh, I see our raid.
Sorry, what?
The raid recipients.
Yeah, is it up there?
No.
Oh.
You want to type it in?
Right there.
Where? Show me.
That one right there.
Ugh. Boo, boo.
She's, my friend.
Does she got you on your knees? Lula. Da-da-da.
I'm doing it.
Oh, but don't do it yet. We're in a hype train.
Okay.
So
I'll just have it ready.
We'll wait.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah. So the press conference will start in a few minutes. It looks like after the drug testing, the games just became all draws because the players couldn't,
All right.
Wait, what? Baghdad Cafe was a bizarre movie. I agree.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stafford Gambit on Thursday. Yes.
Right.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they should do something. Go Jan, but stay in Dubai.
Is it warm there?
It's always warm. Joseph Bales gave 1 billion subs.
What happened?
Well, just 10. Yeah. It looked like it was 1 billion because it was really going.
Hey, that's still a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll get us to level 4 and then some.
They bailed us out of the hype train there.
It's level 3.
Or something.
Yay, go hype train. Yeah.
My phone acting weird.
Level 2 complete. What about level 3? No? Must be at the end of level 3.
Yeah.
Level 4, yeah.
It was lying, yeah. It was lying.
Magnus always wins on Thursdays. Too bad they don't play on Thursday.
Yeah.
That's like when Chris said to, when Stewie was playing Darth Vader, he says, "Can we have tacos?" He says, "I'm sorry, tacos are only on Fridays." And he goes, "But today's Friday." Yay!
Yeah, I got him there.
When Stewie was Darth Vader and he was fighting his son, who was supposed to be Luke Skywalker, Luke Skywalker got like fell and got really hurt. He's like, "Oh no!" And the Emperor's like, "Well, isn't that good? We're trying to get him." He says, "No, he could sue us." He says, "Do we have coverage for this? He fell and now we can get in trouble."
Yay! Thank you for the sub, Midgard Serpent.
Thanks, Gertzel65.
Again.
Sack more exchanges if they're on weed and crack. Maybe. Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe.
You could allow that comment.
I'm too lazy to do it.
Tensor did it.
Oh, they did it.
Yeah, Tensor's like, that's a good comment.
Tensor's on it.
Yeah. So I'll be streaming either tonight or tomorrow or both the 2800 nonsense that I try to do. I'm at 2707. So if my opponents disconnect and lose on time and they have to leave in the middle of the game because their doorbell rang, I could get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of ways.
2800 before you know it, then.
Refused to, but did he listen to Lithium? That's the question. More eyeballs to chess tournaments? I don't know. More people learning chess. Go chess. Queen's Gambit Part 2, which is being made, right? They're having another Queen's Gambit.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I think they're making more.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Can anybody back me up with that? They're making more Queen's Gambits? Yeah, she's going to turn from drug addict to alcoholic. No, wait. Yeah. Well, chess is you can't complain that people don't watch chess. It's a draw because people watch soccer. Right. So that just refutes everything you've ever said.
And American football, of course.
And when the Lions play when soccer games are drawn, like people don't care at all. Like, yay. Like, what? If it's 0-0, it's the highest scoring game of the year. And you guys are like, oh, why are there draws in chess?
Right.
Every soccer game is a draw. Kidding me? The reason there's draws at chess is because the players play well. And chess is a draw with correct play. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of draws are crazy. These draws aren't as crazy. Right. One of them was, but the other ones weren't.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
This is a world championship match, so you don't want to lose. So if nobody loses, they're pretty happy.
Right.
They figure they'll win eventually. Win one game eventually.
Somebody's got to win eventually.
Yeah. A lot of the Fabi games were crazy with Magnus. Like, Fabi should have lost and won some of those games.
Totally.
But then he didn't.
Yeah, like what about when he was winning, but he played like some H3?
Never played
solid
H3.
move, you know, when he could have pressed it. Well, yeah, the Fabi match was exciting.
In chess, only the result matters. The rest is boring.
Right, I guess.
Horrible statement. Horrible.
Torby.
Yeah, the result doesn't matter. It's the chess that's exciting. Go chess. He played knife F5, bishop F8, F3, F6, draw. Right? Like, that follows my rule. That follows my rule. This doesn't follow my rule. Draw. Perfect.
Bale is getting us to...
Yay. He bails us out.
Yeah, the level 5.
Thanks, Grungewart. Thanks, Torv95. You guys are the best.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, Thaddeus knows what's up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Simpsons episode.
Center holds
it. So in The Simpsons, soccer comes into town.
Yeah.
And so the game starts, and this one guy's kicking it to the other guy on his team, and everybody's just standing around. So the American announcer's like, he passes it, and passes it back, and passes it back, and passes it back. He's really bored. It's Ken Brockman. The South American commentator's like having a conniption. He passes to center to the halfback, and like nothing's happening. He's like really excited, jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Aviv does that too. Like, I'm watching a soccer game with Aviv. It's 0-0. It's 0-0 10 minutes later. It's 0-0 30 minutes later. It's 0-0. And he's going insane the whole game. He's like, oh, he should have scored, and this should happen, and that was terrible.
He could have kicked the ball.
He's super excited. I'm like, it's 0-0.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for the train and for watching. Not yet. Oh. And then... I want to leave soon because the press conference is starting. Right. Usually I watch it upstairs on the TV. And then Karen's going to try to rope me and Spencer in moving stuff from the car inside.
Oh, I forgot.
But I have a disability. I have a letter that says I can't do that.
Yeah. Fair.
Definitely.
Frankly, terrible.
Happen, and the letter shall be ripped up.
Wait, what? No, boo.
The dogs will eat it.
Yeah. The hype train's still going, but I don't think anybody's going to give any more money ever.
Yeah.
They're out of money.
I'm hungry too, so, we could.
All right, I'll rate him.
You said you'd lose weight and never going to eat again.
I'm hungry.
But let's eat. Okay.
I got to have my breakfast.
Yeah, you can rate because it's not going to happen yet until I stop streaming.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah, we're rating someone of the Lost Ark. And thanks for donating. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later and tomorrow when I try to get to 2,800. Don't tune in tomorrow anywhere for the match. They're not playing tomorrow. Thursday's a rest day.
Bye, everyone.
Yep.
Bye,
see ya.
everybody.
Thanks for watching.